Okay, my story is about how I was giving out to a man that's 18 years older than me
Okay.
when I was just about 14. This man started touching me, like touching my touching my breast.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he started touching me.
Like sexualizing.
Yeah, he started
Oh, wow.
touching me.
Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Dream Debo. Today, I'm going to be doing something a bit unusual. Like, I don't normally bring people on my channel, but I have a young lady just next to me who reached out to me after watching a few of my video. And then she said she had a story to tell. I listened to a bit of it and then I was really intrigued and I wanted to know the details. And I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe I should share this detail with my followers. So please, let's welcome her. Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell us your name and where you're originally from?
Um, my name is Grace, and I'm originally from Nigeria.
Okay. You said you had a story to tell, so would you mind? The floor is yours.
Okay. Okay, my story is about how I was giving out to a man that's 18 years older than me
Okay.
when I was just about 14, 2009. My parents broke up, and that really affected us. Yeah, my mom had to move over to our dad's house. The man
Okay.
he came to my grandfather's house. And when he arrived, he told me that he was the one that my
Your mom.
mom had sent to pick me up.
Did you know him?
No, I don't
Okay.
know him. I've
Okay.
never met him before. I was just seeing this man for the first time. But in my mind, I was just thinking maybe he's a relative to my mom.
Mom, okay.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
And how old were you then?
I was 14.
14, okay.
Yeah. So it took me to a town called Ogara. Yeah, that's in Delta State.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that town. I've never been to that town.
Yeah.
So, but according to him and my mom, that's where my mom is
Okay.
currently.
But did
Yes.
you ever think about, okay, I don't know this man, or your older sister think about, I don't know this man, he's now came to pick my little sister. Let's verify from our mom. Did you ever call your mom to be sure whether this guy?
Yes, the moment he
Yeah.
arrived, he put my mom on the phone
Oh, okay.
to
So she
say,
confirmed. Okay,
yes,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, let's go on.
So we arrived there and we arrived really late, at
Yeah.
I think about 9 p.m. at night. It was, um, the place is like a village, I would say. It's a very small town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we arrived in the compound, where a kind of house that Nigerians would call "face me, I face you" kind of house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was he telling you about your mom now that you guys arrived at the destination and your mom wasn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, what was he saying to you?
He didn't say anything. When we just arrived, he only just asked me to go have my shower. He asked me if I wanted to eat, and I asked him, "Is my mom coming?" And that's when he responded to me and said, "Your mom won't be able to make it tonight. She'll be here tomorrow morning." And I was like, "Okay." So at that point in my mind, I'm like, "Okay."
Were you scared or something then?
Yeah,
Okay.
at that point, I started getting
Thinking,
worried
yeah, yeah,
that, okay, what's going on? I don't even know if this man is a relative to my mom.
Yeah.
And even if he's a relative, why would my mom be so comfortable
Yeah.
allowing me to want to sleep in a single room
Yeah.
with a man?
Oh, it was a one room apartment.
Yes, it was a
Oh,
one room.
okay.
That's what I mean by face me, I face you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I was just sitting. It has this white chair by the side of the bed. I was just sitting there, but after some time, of course, I got tired of just sitting there, and then I just came to bed and laid by the side of the bed.
yeah.
Yeah. So I laid by the side of the bed, and this man started touching me, like touching my touching my breast.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He started touching me.
Like sexualizing?
Yeah, he started
Oh, wow.
touching me. When he started doing that, I didn't resist him. I was just quiet. I'll probably say I went into shock.
Okay.
I think that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I was just quiet, and as at that time, what was just going through my mind was, why would my mom do this to me?
Yeah, you thought it was like a setup. Was
No,
it?
I didn't. As at then, I didn't think it was a setup. I just thought my mom should have known better
Okay.
to leave me in a room with a man
Okay,
to
cool.
sleep.
Yeah.
So at that time, I wasn't thinking it was a setup.
Mm.
Whosoever it is, I just felt, why would my mom be comfortable
Right,
leaving me in the
right.
same room with a man?
Right.
So when he was doing that, that was what was just going through my mind.
Mm.
And I wasn't shouting, I wasn't trying to, because that's how I am. I'm not the type that knows how to express by shouting. Yeah, I express mostly by going cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, even as an adult now, that's how I express myself. Yeah, so while he was doing that, I was just tearing, I was just crying, but I
Yeah.
wasn't moving. Yeah, so he got his way, and he actually, I don't know if to say raped me that
Oh my
night.
God.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to use the word rape, but
So we would say he sexually abused
Yeah.
you, because then you were 14 years old
yeah.
and he's an
And I
adult.
didn't respond either. Not like while he was doing it, I was giving it back. I didn't give it back.
Yeah.
I was just laying there.
Okay.
Yeah. So when he finished what he was doing, I remember I just pulled the blanket to myself and just went like to the far end of the bed and just held the blanket to myself.
Crying and all
Yeah,
that.
I was crying.
Okay. Obviously,
and I
yeah.
had bloods on me as
Oh,
well.
wow.
But I just pulled the blanket. That was all I did. I just pulled it to myself and stayed. When my mom came in, and she looked at me and she asked me, why am I? Because now I noticed she was coming.
Yeah.
Of course, I got emotional again, and then I started crying. So she asked me, what's wrong? Why are you crying? I can remember her sitting by the side of the bed while she was asking me that question, why are you crying?
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything to her. I was just quiet. And she asked him to excuse, like they should go outside and have a chat.
Yeah. Two of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because it's a one-room house, the window was just still very
Close
to
in
the
proximity.
bed. Yes. So while they were out, I could hear my mom asking him,
Yeah.
"Did you touch her?" And he was like, "No, Mama T, I don't touch her."
Okay. That means he denied
Yes.
touching you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my mom came back inside. And my mom looked at me and she said, since you don't want to tell me why you're crying, I'm going. Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
And then she left.
Yeah. And then she left. And that puts
Wow.
me in another phase. I think it was all layers of shock I was just getting.
Yeah.
And that put me in another phase of another shock. I was just like, okay. I was crying because I felt like, why would you feel comfortable leaving me with a man? Doesn't matter how he is. Yeah. But now, it's like, it's obvious to me that my mom has actually given me out to this man that I don't know anything about.
And still she hadn't told you who he was, like formally introduced, oh, this man is my friend or he's my relative, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, so she just left.
She left and she didn't come back for another 2 weeks. I didn't see her for another 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yes. And for the whole 2 weeks, constantly this man would have sex with me every day. Every
Wow.
single day. Yeah. To To tell you how little I was, I haven't even started wearing bra. That's how little I was.
14 years, yeah, I can
Yeah.
understand. 14
Yeah.
years, yeah, you're still a baby.
So I still didn't know anything about this man for the whole 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just from him having sex with me all the time, I got pregnant.
You got pregnant
Yeah,
at age
14.
14.
Yeah, this thing happened around June, July 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, so it happened all very fast. In the space of 1 month, I was already pregnant. From him constantly still having sex with me all the time, I had a very bad infection, like really, really bad. That
Oh.
I can't even stand to pee. Like if I wanna pee, I have to stand, like put my legs, like tie my legs together and just pee on myself because the pain was too much. The infection was really
At age
bad.
14.
Yeah, the infection was really bad. So, and even with that infection, this man would still have sex with me.
But did he know that you had an infection?
Of course it did. I couldn't walk properly.
Oh my
I
God.
wasn't walking
And
properly.
did he ever try to take you to the hospital or something like
It
that?
didn't until it got bad. Then we had to go visit a nurse.
Yeah, but now that you're on this platform, do you care to mention his name or?
No.
I mean, because this is something very horrible he's done to you. Obviously, everyone who's watching might think, okay, but why don't you call his name? What do you have to say to that?
I don't want to.
Okay.
And that's because I'm not trying to create problems.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fight him. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to heal.
Okay.
I'm not trying to fight him.
You're trying to heal.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I'm trying to heal.
All right. So let's keep going on.
Yeah.
So now your mom is aware that you're pregnant, and what happened?
My mom got aware that I was pregnant, and now both of them were now trying to get me to get rid of the pregnancy. Yeah. And I remember when my mom said it, because remember my sister is still pregnant,
Yeah.
and my sister is just about 2 years older than me.
So that she would be 16 and you're 14.
Yes.
Okay.
So at this time, I think maybe my mom was just thinking, oh, how can two of my daughters be pregnant at the same time? What's their father going to say?
Yeah.
Things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, reasonable.
Yeah. So they were now both trying to get me to get rid of the pregnancy. And the only time I responded to my mom, I remember we're walking, she came visiting and we were seeing her off. Yeah. And while they were having that conversation, and I remember I told my mom that I wasn't going to get rid of it. She responded and said, if
That's what you want.
if not picking the hungry you,
So what does that mean?
like if it's a child
You really want?
that I really want,
Something like
that
that, okay.
yeah, that it's up to me, like yeah, that kind of response. I remember while all of that was going on, he called me one day at night and he told me he wanted to tell me some things.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. So it was like, first of all, that he told me, I think he originally told me he was 28 years old.
Yeah.
In the space of that 1 month I was living with him, he has mentioned that I was 28 years old. So it was like, first of all, I'm not 28. I think it was 32 or 33, one of that. So he said,
Okay.
I would just go with 33. I think he said, if I want to calculate my age and his age, I think it was 33 at the time. So he said, I'm not 28 years old,
Rather 33.
I'm 33. Yeah. And the thing is, your mom and I actually were in a relationship before. Yeah.
Wait, if I got you right, this man said to you, your mom
Yeah.
and him were in a relationship,
Yeah.
and now you're pregnant for him.
Yeah. But my mom mom felt like she was too old for him, and she suggested to give me to him.
Hold on. Hold on. I have to get this clear. So this man said to you, I'm in a relationship with your mom, but she's way older than me. So that's why she decided to give you, young 14 years old, to him as a girlfriend.
I don't know I don't know, but that's how he put it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So at that point, I remember when he said that to me. When he said that to me, I just stood up and I started running. I was running, I was crying. Remember, I'm pregnant.
Of course you would.
I just felt like my whole world has ended.
Yeah. Okay, just before you continue, let me just talk to my audience. I think this is a very touching story. I knew she had something to say, but I didn't know it would have gone this route. It's even getting more and more interesting, but in a bad way. So please like this video and share this video. Let's get it out there so that we see what happens afterwards.
Okay, when I found out about him and my mom, first I think I kind of like accepted that my mom has given me to a man.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to live with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm pregnant, I'm trying to live with that.
Mm-hmm.
But now I found out about their relationship. Now it's even gone deeper for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a man who was meant to be your stepfather, it's now the one who has impregnated you. Not just that, but you were actually given to him by your mom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So at that point, I started considering getting rid of the pregnancy because I felt like I can't be here. But then again, there was nowhere to go.
Yeah. So you stayed in that house with the man until you gave birth?
Yes, I stayed there with him until I gave birth. I wanted to get rid of the pregnancy. That's why I went back to my grandfather's house. But then I went there and I realized that, man, this place, there's nothing here for me as well. So I had to go back. And I told him I was ready to get rid of the pregnancy. And he was like, okay. And I remember we went to one of these, like a chemist, where they do
Abortion?
Yeah, they do abortion. And I remember the man there was like, we can get it out, but you're way far gone, about 3 months, and you might have to stay here for some days for us to complete the procedures and all that. And yeah, that got me scared. I'm like, what if I died? And that was around Christmas period, and a lot of things go around in Nigeria.
Yeah.
With Christmas, or people are dying in December and stuff like that. So I got scared, and I when we walked out, I told him that I don't think I want to, that I'm scared. I was like, okay, that's fine, that I can keep it. And I also heard from my mom's friend at the time that my mom got pregnant for this guy.
The same guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That my mom got pregnant for him.
Okay, so with all this happening around you now, people pointing at you, you've heard the real story, you know what's going on between the man and you. Did you at any point confront your mom, maybe in a respectful way, to have a conversation with her about this?
I didn't.
Well, were you too scared or you? Why was that?
I was young, and I would say I was just too respectful to even sit with my mom and ask her questions like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know how it was going to come out of my mouth to
Yeah.
ask my mom, why did you do this? Or I knew I grew hatred for my mom.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but
Right.
I didn't have the courage to ever confront my mom. I just went cold with her. Yeah. When I was having the baby, I spoke to my dad. Yeah, when my dad, I remember my dad was like, "Don't worry, you're gonna have your baby successfully, blah blah blah." And he was like, "I don't blame you for any of this. Your mom should have." And mind you, he doesn't know anything. It just felt like he was just upset with my mom that I'm pregnant, and my mom didn't tell him about it. So that's what.
Oh, okay. So he was just upset that you're pregnant at this tender age, but he didn't
So
know
aware.
all of the complications with about the man, your mom, and you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that on the hospital bed was when I found out that okay, that this guy's family is in another state called Edo State, not very far from Delta State.
So the dad was saying he wouldn't accept your child that you're carrying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the father had a thing for education.
Okay.
So I think with the little information he got, oh, this girl is a young girl, she's not in school. What is she doing with a man? So that was where his own anger was coming out from. And there was me just laying on the bed and asking, telling myself like layers of problem upon problem. We were living together, I got zero care, not from my mom, not from anyone while I had the baby. Up until that time, I still didn't know where my mom was coming out from. Until I had the baby, she would only come once in a while to come see me and the baby, and she would go. I forgot to mention that my son was already taken away from me before he came back from Malaysia.
Wait, are you saying before he came back from Malaysia, your son was taken away from you?
Yes.
Your baby?
Yes.
By whom?
By his parents.
Or his parent took the baby?
Yes.
Okay, but his dad said he didn't want a bastard, so.
Yes, the dad said he didn't want the child, but now he had a problem with me, and he called his parents and said he wanted them to take the baby away from me. I left, I went to a friend's house, and he still went on and threatening that friend that if she doesn't send me packing, he's gonna do something terrible to her and all that. And she had to keep me in one of her cousin's house for a while. Yeah, just so because she was scared for her life and all that. But I was there in the cousin's house. I was there in the cousin's house for a while. But then I had no money, no food, no nothing. Everyone was calling me that was looking for me everywhere. Even my mom was now worried. She didn't know where I was and all that. And I had to go back. And as at the time, he was already processing his visa to come to Australia.
Oh, at that time,
Yeah.
whilst you were hiding, he was processing his visa to come
Yeah,
to
that
Australia.
didn't happen for long. That was just for about, I'll say a couple of days, about 3 days, like me living in that place. That didn't happen for long. Yeah. So I came back and he was like, okay, he's gonna let me stay. He's gonna let me stay. He told me that he loved me, that he wanted me to stay, but he can't go back. He can't travel without me getting pregnant. That's the only way he's gonna feel safe, that I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay, so he wanted to impregnate you for the second time.
Yeah, the thing for me was I wanted to leave. I genuinely wanted to leave. All the time I wanted to leave, but I didn't have anywhere to go. And that was the thing for me.
Okay, but now you're 19 years old, you're in school, and he's back from Malaysia. Now he's coming to Australia. He's making these promises to you with conditions. Did you, at any point, were you ever like, okay, now I'm in a relationship with him? Did you ever feel that way? Did you ever feel that way?
I accepted my fate, that's what it was. Yeah, I just accepted what it was. It's not me believing I was in a relationship with him or accepting it. I just accepted what life has offered me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm giving conditions that I have to get pregnant. I wasn't allowed to make friends. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. I wasn't allowed to, just do anything. So, I remember it put me on medication for me to be able to get pregnant the second time. When it traveled was when I found out I was now pregnant. Let me say like 2 weeks after I left, I found out I was pregnant again. As at those times, everything was happening. I wanted a way out, but I don't know where to go. I don't know how to navigate my way out. I remember now I wanted to get rid of this pregnancy. I even went to the bank and withdrew money that I was going to get rid of the pregnancy. But then I brought that money home and I prayed. I was just praying. I'm like, God, just direct me on how to go about this whole thing. I cried. I really, really cried, and I slept off. And I woke up feeling like I didn't want to get rid of the pregnancy. Yeah. I got pregnant, but I didn't tell him because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Because at that point, I felt like, okay, you have to make a decision right now. It's either at this point, you have to make a decision, get rid of the pregnancy, look for a way to figure out your life and get out of this situation, or tell him about the pregnancy and just know that you're going to be sticking with this man because you're now having 2 kids for him. So that's what I was battling with. But I woke up in the morning and I was like, you know what? I picked up my phone and I called him and told him that I was pregnant. Okay. And he gave me 2 options. He said to me, I'll get you a big house, I'll get you a car, I'll get you someone to
look after you,
looking after you, and you stay in Nigeria, or do you want to come over here? At the end of the day, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I'm keeping this pregnancy, now I'm choosing to be with this person. So what's the point of me being here?
Yeah, okay.
So that's how I processed it in my head.
Okay. So,
and I told him, I don't think me being here would be the best thing. Yeah, and he was like, okay. I remember I was in school and I was writing exams, so it was like, okay, after your exams, you go do your passport and we'll get you here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I came. I came to Australia. And when I came to Australia, I remember when I came in, I sat this man down at night one day. I think the very day I came in. Because it's a lot for me. I'm struggling with my mom here and I'm struggling with him. Everything is still very much in my head. It's a lot. Sometimes I don't even know how to explain how I process all these things in my head. But then I sat him, but I knew that he could maybe it would have then, I was thinking, made it easier for me.
Yeah.
So when I came in, I sat him down and said that I'm pregnant for the second time, and this automatically means that I have to be with you. That's what it means. And it's not easy for me. I'm still struggling with the whole thing that happened and all that, but I just want to be able to put my mind here and do it because I feel like I don't have a choice. Please don't make it hard for me. But he had a thing for younger girls. Yeah. Even while when we were in Nigeria the whole time, yeah, there was a lot of all of those issues every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's not what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to go into details with that. Yeah. Yeah, there was issues with cheating and all that with him every now and then, which was But in Africa, of course, they make us women believe that you can't really complain about those things too much because no one is really going to listen to you. Yeah, so of course, like the typical African woman, you just cry, feel pain, pray to God, and do whatever, and just move on. So I had to deal with that with him. But sometimes I'm watching TV with him, and he's making reference to a little girl that's on the movie, and this older man is sleeping with her, and I was like, oh, this girl just reminds me of you when you were young, how little you were, and those things made me hate him so much. So fast forward to how I now am, how I ended up leaving him at the end of the day was that was in 2019. So when he came back from Nigeria, I just noticed there was now this very big thing with him disrespecting my mom. You know, yeah, make comments like she acts like someone without sense, that that she's very lazy, things like that in front of me, and those things, like, it's really hard for me to take in things like that.
Because you still feel like she's your mom, and so you still knew she's your mom, so you respect her, so you just couldn't stand the words that was coming out of his mouth against your mom.
I knew why he was like that with my mom.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, the pain I was feeling was every other person's mom get this respect from their in-laws, and mine is different because of this thing that happened in the past.
Yeah.
And now it's something that I have to live with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not finding it easy to live with that. And she, on the other hand, she's not understanding the boundaries as well. Yeah.
Yeah, but now you're in Australia, you're more than 20 years old. You hadn't completed high school, and coming to this place, you still didn't go to school because he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, now you have another son.
Yes, now I have another son. So what now happened was, in the midst of all of these things happening, a friend of my mom in Nigeria called me. She told me that there's something she needs to tell me, and she just feels like she really needs to tell me this, that my mom confided in her that when this man came to Nigeria, that he was inviting her to an hotel, that he still has feelings for her, he still loves her, and stuff like that.
So wait, when this man left you in Australia, he went back to do something in Nigeria. He was still calling your mom to come and see him at the hotel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was calling my mom to come see him at the hotel. That's what this lady told me, that my mom, and she was telling me that hence the disrespect that is coming from him, because according to her, my mom refused to
To go and see him.
go and see him. So he got upset, and that's the reaction that the disrespect is giving back to her, not wanting me to even give her money for food or money for my siblings. And mind you, we were never giving her so much. We barely would give her $100 a month for food. Not like we were giving her money, like so much money. Yeah. And I found out about that. That's when I decided to leave.
Okay, that's when you left him.
I would say that's when I finally had the courage
to leave him.
Say I want to leave. He left me with my son, and he was there. While he was there, he was making calls, calling people. Now his parents had to find out about this. My dad had to find out about this. It was now a big issue. My dad never knew from the beginning.
Are you saying his parents and your dad found out that he's been seeing you and your mom? They know, so now both parents know the whole thing now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now both parents knew the whole thing, and it became a big thing.
And were they calling you to talk about it?
Who?
Your dad and the man's family?
Yes, they called me, and for the first time I spoke out.
And were they blaming you or blaming your mom?
They blamed my mom.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, you were 14 years or so.
Yes,
There's no reason to blame
they
you.
blamed my mom, but they still were asking me to stay.
To stay with the man?
Yes.
Whew,
And advising
okay.
me to cut my mom off.
They wanted you to stay with this guy,
Yes.
but then cut your mom off.
Yes. And I don't know how I was going to do that.
Okay. So, okay, with all this happening, where is he now? Is he in, like currently as we sit here, is he still in Australia or?
He's in Australia. He's in Melbourne. Just a little information I had. When we broke up, just a month after we broke up, we got this white lady pregnant.
Okay.
And she had babies for him.
Meaning he's in Melbourne, he has a new family.
He doesn't have a new family.
Oh, he has a, but you just said he has a white lady pregnant. And...
Yeah, he got a white lady pregnant, but this lady happened to be a vulnerable person that is has some sort of disability.
Oh, okay. So now he's got someone who has a disability, and then he just went there.
Yeah, but I hear the lady passed away though.
She passed away?
Yeah, just I think after she had the kids, maybe a few months or so.
And what about your son? You had one in Nigeria. Is he still there or?
It's still there. Just I haven't seen him now for 9 years.
Okay, and you got the other one here in Australia,
Yeah, I've got the
in
other
Brisbane.
one. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the relationship between your son in Nigeria and yourself? Are you talking to your son, like, or the ones here? What's the relationship between you and your kids combined?
Okay. The relationship with myself and my kids made me now understood how this whole thing has affected me.
Okay.
The trauma, because I can't find a relationship with them.
Oh, but one of them live with you right now.
Yeah, he lives with me, but I don't feel like his mom.
You don't feel like his mom?
No, I just feel like I'm responsible for him, and I have to just do the basic things for him, but I don't even know how to be a mom.
To love him and care
to
for him properly like a mom.
Yeah. And with the one back home, he really tries his best to reach out to me every time.
Yeah.
He tries to reach out to me. I've tried to calm down, even while we were together, while I was with the dad. When my son back home, if he calls me, I don't even know what to say to him. I just pick up the phone and just say, hello, how are you? And he said it's fine, and I don't even know what else to say. That was when we were even together. So when we finally broke up, I realized that I didn't even want to talk to him.
Yeah. Is it because of the hurt you feel from what, the whole story between the dad, your mom and all, you know?
I just feel I feel like it's the circumstances in which I had them. Like I felt like I was forced into motherhood.
Yeah.
That I wasn't ready for. So it has really affected me being a mother to them. And if I remember who their father is, it even makes it worse.
Worse, yeah. How old is the one here, your son that is here? How old is he now?
He's 7.
7. So now when you look at him, every time you take a deep look at your son, do you see like his father in him and makes you feel bad? Or?
I feel bad from who he came out with, like who the father is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel bad about, and I don't know. It's really hard for me to explain.
Yeah, the connection.
Yeah, but that's how I know I'm traumatized.
Yeah.
Because of my relationship with these boys.
The kids, yeah.
Even the one back home is worse. That when he starts to call me like this, I feel like smashing my phone.
Yeah.
It's like something is going on in my head. Like I don't wanna have anything to do with him. Let me just go.
Even up to date.
Yeah.
But you see, have you been to any counselor or anyone?
I haven't.
Okay, but I think you just got to remember, they didn't come here by themselves, yeah? In spite of the circumstances, they're innocent kids, yeah? But before I go into that, I would like to know, why did you decide to tell your story now? Why now?
Okay. With all of these things that happened to me, I myself, I was privileged to get a humanitarian visa out of this whole thing in Australia, and I have been privileged to be here.
Yeah.
But I believe not so many people or not so many children back home that had to experience similar situations where got what I got. I just want to be able to support as many children that is currently going through this as much as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but someone watching would say, I'm now speaking as a viewer. I'm watching, I would say, okay, this man has done these horrible things, leaving you with so much pain and agony. Why, again, why don't you want to actually mention his name or even put out his photo out there so that people, because he's right next door, he's in Melbourne. Melbourne is just a state away from this Brisbane. So why don't you mention his name to save this predator from other innocent women and children out there?
My aim is not to fight him. My aim is to heal.
Oh, you want to heal, like finding closure.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
heal. I want to be in a better place in relationship with my kids. I want to be able to help as much children that I can moving forward
Okay.
that are experiencing similar things.
Okay, so final words from you. What would you say to my viewers? What do you want us to do to help you in your quest for healing and closure?
When it comes to me healing, I think I believe I'm already in the process of getting that healing, and that's being able to speak out, which is what I'm doing now. I might need professional help. I don't know. The thing is, I really don't know what I need when it comes to getting professional help. So if I can get some help when it comes to that, support, advice on things I can do, how I can heal from all of these things that has happened to me, because I'm not healed. I tell you, it's hard to accept, but I am a traumatized human being. I am. The times I was going through those things, I only wished for a mommy and daddy in my life. A mommy and daddy that will be able to get me out of that situation, and no mommy and daddy came through for me. So if I can be able to play a role of a mommy or daddy in the life of some of those kids that are experiencing similar situation, it's still going to be a part of my healing process. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I will say less. I mean, it's obvious that our sister here needs all of our support. Please share this video, like this video so that YouTube can recommend the video to a lot of people. Share this video. Comment down below your thoughts. You need to say exactly what you think after watching this very touching story, and let's see what help we can give our sister. And from now on, I'm going to be taking a lot of stories because I'm very interested in uncovering after, getting out there, getting to the phase of finding out what things going on, people meeting me, talking to me about this kind of stuff. And I'm getting a lot of calls. I'm going to keep bringing out this story. So if you're out there and you have a story, you're interested, you want us to talk about your story, give you the platform to talk about your story, please feel free to contact me on the number you'll see down below on the screen. Thank you. My name is Dream Debo. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day.